Hello, hi. Myself, Dr. P. Sivaranjani, Assistant Professor, Department of Computer Application, handling Advanced Relational Distributed Database Management System for first MCA student. So today we'll discuss about generalization and specialization. This two generalization and specialization features are added to your entity model in order to make your entity model as an enhanced one. So, describing the future that have been proposed for schematic models and shows how ER model can be enhanced to include these concepts, which leads to an enhanced entity model. Shortly, we called it as ER model. Specialization definition. It is a process of defining a set of subclasses of an entity type. This entity type is called as a superclass of the specialization. The set of subclasses that forms a specialization is defined on the basis of some distinguished characteristics of the entity in the superclass. For example, the set of subclasses, we called it as secretary, engineer, technician, is a specialization of the superclass called as employee that distinguish among the employee entities based on the job type of each employee entity. We have the several specialization of same entity type based on different distinguishing characteristics. For example, we considered a specialization for an employee table which contain a set of subclasses such as salary employee and hourly employee. So this specialization will help you to distinguish among the employee based upon the method of payment. The next one is generalization and specialization. So here in the subclasses that defines the specializations are attached to the lines to a circle. So in a ER model, you can able to see that the subclasses which with the specialization will be pointed out by lines to the circle. So that represent the specializations which is connected in the turn to the superclasses. The subset symbol on each line connecting a subclasses to the circle indicates the direction of the superclass or subclass relationship. The attribute that apply only to the entity of a particular subclasses, such as typing the speed of the secretary, are attached to the rectangle and represented that the subclasses. So these are called as a specific attributes of the subclasses. Similarly, a subclasses can participate in a specific relation type such as hourly employee subclass participating to a function called as belong to function. So that has been shown in the specified figure. So here you have a table called as an employee, and there are three different categories of subclasses such as secretary, employee, and technician. So here the one employee, the employee which is in the table called as an employee table may be either a secretary or an engineer or a technician. So here the employee will act as a superclass, and the secretary, engineer, and technician will be act as a subclasses. So here the line pointing to a here the specialization has been defined by lines that has been pointing to a circle. So here the employee 1 in the employee table is belong to us secretary, okay, and E4 is belong to the employee E4 is belong to secretary, and employee E5 belongs to a secretary, whereas the employee E2 and E7 belongs to the category of engineer. Similarly, the employee E3 and E8 are belong to the category of technician. So this is the way of representing your specialization. So this figure shows a few entity instance that belongs to a subclasses of secretary, engineer, technician, specialization. So you can notice that the entity belongs to a subclasses represents the same real world entity as the entity connected to it in the employee superclass, even though the same entity is shown twice. For example, E1 is shown in both employee and secretary. You can see in the figure, in the above figure, the employee E1 is both employee and he is also belong to a category called as secretary. The next one is also the figure suggested that the superclass or subclass relationship such as the employee or the secretary somewhat resembles in a one-to-one relationship. So one-to-one relationship, the one employee will belongs to another relationship. So the main difference is that in one-to-one relationship, the two distinct entities are related, whereas in a superclass or subclass relationship, the entity is the subclass is the same real-world entity as the entity in the superclass, but it is played as a specialized role. So there are main two reasons for including your classes or subclass relationship and a specialization in a data model is that the first reason is that the certain attributes may apply to some but not all the entity of the superclasses. The subclasses is defined in order to group the entity to which these attributes are applied. The member of subclasses may still share the majority of their attributes with other member of the superclasses. So here, for example, in the figure, above figure, you can able to see that there is a subclasses called a secretary, technician, and employee. The secretary class subclasses has a specified attribute called as typing speed, whereas the engineer subclasses has the specific attribute field called as engineer type. Okay, similarly, so here and the secretary and engineer shares their other inherited attributes from the main table called as an employee table. So it has been inherited from the main table called as an employee. So from the employee main table, it has been inherited to the subclasses called as secretary and engineer. So the second reason is that for using your subclasses is that some of the relation type may be participated in only by the entities that are the member of the subclasses. For example, if an Harley employees can belongs to a trade union, we can represent that fact by creating the subclasses called as Harley employee of employee and relating the subclasses to the entity type called as a trade union by using a relationship called as belong to relationship. So the specialization process will allow us to do the following things. The first one is defining a set of subclasses of an entity type. And the second one is you can establish an additional specific attributes with each subclasses. Then the third one is establish an additional specific relation type between each subclasses and other entity type or other subclasses. So we can think the process of abstraction in which we suppress the difference among the several entity type which identifies the common feature and generalize them into a single superclass of which the original entity type or special subclasses. So the next one is, for example, let us consider the entity type called as car and truck, which has been shown in the figure, below figure. Because they have many common attributes, they generalized into entity type called as an vehicle. So here the car and trucks belong to a class called as a vehicle. So it has the characteristics features of vehicle. So here the vehicle is the superclass and the car and trucks are called as a derived classes. So here both car and trucks are now the subclasses of the generalized superclass called as a vehicle. So here the car and trucks act as a subclasses of which has been derived from the superclass called as a vehicle. So we can use the term generalization to refer the process of defining a generalized entity type from the given entity type. So the next one is generalization. The generalization process can be viewed as being the functioning the reverse of specialization. So here the generalization will perform the process of deriving from superclass to subclasses, whereas the generalization will perform the process of deriving from subclasses to superclasses. So this is the meaning of generalization. So here in the figure you can see that there are the two subclasses called as a car and truck as shown in the specialization vehicles. So you make use of the, rather than viewing the vehicle as the generalization of car and truck, similarly you can use in the figure in the table called as an employee. So here there are specialization called as a technician, secretary and engineer. So here we can make a generalization concept here implemented over here. So the diagrammatic notation to distinguish between the generalization and specialization is used in some designing methodologies. The arrow pointing to the generalization superclass represents the generalization process, whereas the arrow pointing to the specified subclasses represents your specialization. So if an arrow pointing to a generalization to a superclass, then it means that it is a generalization process, whereas the arrow pointing to from the subclass will specialized subclasses will represent the specialization process. We will not use this notation because the decision of to which the process to be followed in a particular situation is often subjectiveness. So here you can able to see that there is a in the figure B, you can see that there is a superclass called as a vehicle. So from that particular vehicle, we have derived two subclasses called as a car and truck. So in the figure A, you can able to see that the car and the truck have its own attributes or own value columns. Attributes. So based upon that particular attributes, it's vary from one class to another classes. So here the car and trucks will be act as a subclasses. So you can able to notice in the figure the arrow pointing from superclass from a subclass to superclasses is called as a generalization, whereas the arrow pointing from subclass to superclass to subclass is called as a specialization. So in generally, the superclass or subclass represents the collections of entity, the same type, and hence also describes an entity type. That's why the superclass and subclass are shown in rectangular diagram in entity relationship diagram like an entity type. So that's it. Thank you all. Hello, hi. Myself, Dr. P. Sivaranjani, Assistant Professor, Department of Computer Application, handling Advanced Relational Distributed Database Management System for first MCA student. So today we'll discuss about generalization and specialization. So